folks, Steven here with Noble Arms, Firearms Education and Training. Here to bring you on another discussion video today. So, what I want to talk about is some crazy stuff that I've been seeing in the news lately going on. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's my son. Yes, I mentioned you. So, I saw a crazy story, and I want to say both of these happened here in Texas. Where exactly, I don't remember. I know Houston was one of them, but they were both road rage incidences. And they, obviously, since I'm bringing it to your attention, they got out of hand real quick. There was a single incident where there was, I believe it was a couple taking part in attacking another vehicle through a road rage because of a road rage incident, and they even opened fire on them, on the vehicle that they were trying to attack. And you know, when we think about the majority of road rage incidences that happen around here, it's usually something small. Most of the time, it was not done out of malice, but ignorance. And we take it really far. And it's hard to hold back, especially if you're a family person and you got your kids, your wife, your husband, whoever in the car with you, and someone just cuts you off, what might seem like a malicious attack. But it actually isn't. It was done out of ignorance. That person had somewhere to go. They were just stupid. They were young. They were dumb. They were too old. You know, whatever. We can throw out all sorts of excuses as to why it could have happened. But usually it's because of something else other than a malicious act. And if we can just get ourselves to stop for a moment and realize that, okay, this was most likely a direct attack on me, then that could very well help eliminate any further escalation, any further advancement into things that just don't need to happen. So that was one incident. And of course, it's not something incredibly unique. Road rage incidences, that is, are not unique. Contrary to popular belief, shootings that started with road rage incidences are not common, at least not as common as news and stuff would have you think. When you look at just the data comparisons, statistical data comparisons from years before years, yes, are they becoming more? Yeah, they're becoming more frequent. But that's not to say that they're running rampant, that it's a common everyday thing and whatnot. So when y'all watch the news and hear about statistics and everything, try to take it with a grain of salt. No, I'm giving the lesson here. Yeah, you watch it. You watch it, boy. So, sorry about that. Hi, handsome. So, take those statistics with a grain of salt, folks, and don't think that's all there is to know. That is like the holy grail of evidence right there to support whoever is putting it out there. A lot of times, statistics are not used appropriately. They're used for a purpose, to direct you into a single direction. That's what statistics are commonly used for. Not what they're meant for, but what they're used for. We must be cognizant of that. So whenever you see the news and it says, oh, you know, shootings involving road rage incidences that lead to shootings are on the rise, they're running rampant, blah, blah, blah. Are they on the rise? Yeah, they're probably running on the rise. Are they running rampant? Most likely not. It's like, let's take my next story, for example. In my next story, again, I'm pretty sure these both happened in Texas. Another road rage incident happened where a woman had a spear thrown through her front windshield. A spear. You know, like, this is Sparta spear, okay? Somebody threw a spear at this lady's windshield. Full details aren't out just yet. It's still, I'm not reaching down for that, are still under investigation. But that's the initial report right now. And also, again, with initial reports, folks, don't think that's all there is to know. There's usually a lot more. But anyways, a spear. How often do you ever hear anything about a spear? So, bringing this into statistics. When I say, think of all the stories you've ever heard about gun incidences and shootings, not just in road rage incidences, just in attacks, period. How often do you hear about a spear? Right? Almost never. It's never. Because there's never an impossibility. There's an improbability, but there's not an impossibility. Chances are a spear attacking incident is not going to happen for a good while. But since we're talking about statistics, let's say it does. That was one incident in 1 week. Let's say next month there's two incidences. Two incidences next month. Then you hear it on the news. Spear attacks and road rage incidences are on the rise. And they're running rampant. Okay, well, last month there was only one that took place in a single week. And this month there is two that took place in a single week in this month. Yes, it's on the rise. Is it rampant? No, it's not rampant. And that's not to say that you are coming so close to the inevitable time where you too will suffer the attack of a spear. That's not what's happening here, folks. Got to make sure to get in between these safety deals. So, statistics are commonly used inappropriately. But man, when they bring numbers and graphs to use as evidence to support a theory or a side, it can be very overwhelming, just like out there on the road. You know, something like that, it's just so overwhelming, and you must think to yourself, my God, this can't continue. I must do something. Folks, people will be people. You cannot stop that. You cannot stop people from being people. So, it's silly. It's silly and it's crazy out there. We both know this. Well, we all know this. So, what we really need to do is maintain self-control. I know. Self-control, accountability. It's hard. I get it. This grown-up thing, this adulting shit, oh, God. Sometimes I just want to, sometimes I just don't want to. Sometimes I wake up in the morning and like, I don't want to adult today. When I was working at the gun range, there would be some days I would show up, I'd tell my boss, I'm not feeling so customer service like today. I don't feel like customer servicing today. And so it would, and you know, sometimes it ended up being a rough day. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. Sometimes it would just be fine. But I get it. Sometimes we just don't want to, and it's hard. And but to take accountability for ourselves, it's a must, folks. Especially when we're out there on the road, yeah. So try to control yourself. Remember, 9 times out of 10, whatever somebody did to somebody or what you did to somebody wasn't a malicious attack. It was out of ignorance. They weren't paying attention. You know, they did not check their side mirror. They did not check their blind spot. Yes, shame on them. They're stupid. You know, they should be hanged until dead. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, it's hard, folks. I get it. And especially when you're carrying around something like this, a lot of times folks think, well, this is my first response then. If I get into a road rage incident, well, I'm just going to pick this up, not a frame, obviously, but, you know, a weapon, and be like, yo, back up. Or I'm thinking you're hot shit, like, hey, get back. That is not the time or place. That is not the time or place to use a firearm. We use our firearms when there is not only hostile intent has been shown, but is escalating to hostile action. What's hostile intent? Fuck you, I'm gonna kill you. That's hostile intent. Some manner of a verbal threat or a physical sign, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Something like that. Okay, that's hostile intent. Showing a gun, that's hostile intent. All right. There are certain cases where we can act on hostile intent, but mostly we need to focus on a hostile action, the actual reaching for the gun to present when they present it to you. Okay, that's the hostile action. That's where we need to be quick to respond. But the key to all of this, to everything we're talking about, is avoidance. Situational awareness, being aware of what's around you, what's going on, how you are feeling, the environment around you, as well as the people around you. This is what it means to have awareness. It's not just with people that are walking around, it's just the environment itself, and as well as how you feel inside. Are you having a good day? You having a bad day? Is it just kind of a All of this can make a big difference, folks, in how you perceive things and respond to them. So make sure you're responding accordingly. Again, it can be hard. You know what? I'll go ahead and tell you. I had an incident the other day. It was in my own neighborhood. Some stupid kids were joyriding in my neighborhood. And we don't do that here. We don't play those games here. I just got back home from work. So, of course, I had my work gun on me. As soon as I saw those kids pulling into my lane or my road and start to act a fool, my immediate gut-wrenching response was, and I grabbed a hold of it. I grabbed a hold of my gun, and I got it halfway out of the holster when I stopped myself, and I was like, no, this isn't one of those. And so I put it back. I did something later, but I didn't use a firearm. I didn't use a firearm to solve it. And turns out one of my other neighbors was out and about with his children, with his kids, playing in the street. And he was quick to get into his vehicle, and let's just say he helped them. He helped them find their way out of the neighborhood. So I get it. It's hard. I hope my neighbor didn't go too far. He came back shortly after, and haven't seen any other activity happen recently. So I'm gonna go with his head and say that he successfully, without incident, hopefully, took care of it. So that's what I'm going to leave y'all with today, folks. I know it's not much, but it's just a reminder to, be aware of what's going on around you. Take in the environment. I believe the cool, hip term is vibe. I hate it. I hate that word, vibe. Bad vibes, man. Good vibes, man. I hate that term. But anyways, that's the term used today. Get the vibe of the area. I feel like an idiot just using it. Get the vibe of the area. And also yourself. Know yourself, folks, and what's going on with you. And hold yourself accountable. have that discipline in yourself to do the right thing. And by all means, you can master every single fight that you can avoid. You'll never lose a fight that you can no shit avoid. And what makes it so hard is our pride. What makes it so hard is our pride, and we think to ourselves, no, you ain't doing that to me. You know, there's always some level of pride and arrogance. I had it the right way the whole time. Can you talk and put a gun together at the same time? It's a retard check. Yeah, cast aside your pride, folks. Especially when you're carrying one of these. Please don't be prideful. Don't be prideful. Be humble and be aware. Avoid when you can. That's all I got for y'all today, folks. Just wanted to bring that up. Just wanted to bring that up to y'all. I know it's another reminder. I'm going to constantly remind y'all, all right, about that situational awareness, self-discipline, and accountability. This is a last resort, my friends. The last resort, not your first response. So, if y'all have any questions, comments, let me know down below. Be happy to help you out. Be happy to answer them for you. But that's all I got. As always, folks, God bless, stay safe, and keep training.